Hey everybody. You might be confused by a rather cryptic status that I left earlier, but allow me to explain the reason why I created the title of this video and also created that Facebook status that I created. Merlin, in this case, is a police database. It's a database run by the Met Police that stores information on children. I'm going to read that again. Merlin is a database run by the Metropolitan Police that stores information on children who have become known to the police for any reason. This can range from being a victim of bullying to being present whilst a property is searched. This may be with a warrant or under the Police and Criminal Evidence Act. It also holds data for missing persons. The missing persons can be of any age. Entries on the database can be accessed by police officers and civilian workers. Now, I can't make assumptions and say that this file that has been had on me since, childhood. I can't pretend like this is directly a Freemason matter. Because the thing is, like I said before, this abuse has been going on all my life. So I can't automatically assume that the Merlin database has been created just for Freemason's sake. What I will say is that the fact that the police have done a Merlin report on me and I'm not missing, I haven't been a witness to anything, and as far as they're concerned, I haven't been bullied, and they've had this file on me since childhood, it makes me realize, well, how long has this been going on? How long has this shit been going on? And also, let's think about the name Merlin for a minute. Merlin is Arthurian. Merlin goes back to the Knights Templar, the Knights of the Round Table. There's a secret order called the Order of Solomon. The Order of Solomon is very, very closely connected to Freemasonry, who are closely connected to the police. So the fact that they called it Merlin, a Merlin report, I laughed my ass off, because let's not forget about the symbology of Merlin. The symbology of Merlin is that the guy is a wizard. The guy is a wizard. The guy is able to take his environment, manipulate it into whatever he wants, and, not cast a spell, but basically manipulate everything in his environment to his liking. That's what a magician does. So the fact that you're calling this database a Merlin database, it makes me question, what the hell are you doing with it? Why is it called a Merlin database? This is not a mental health report. This is a report on kids. This is a report that goes back as far as childhood. This is a report on missing persons and shit. Why the fuck is there a Merlin report on me? Why would there be a Merlin report on me if it's supposed to be a matter of mental illness? And why is that? You saw the police meeting. Why would that be the first port of call that you go to when I start talking about a possible piece of technology that there is proof for in the bathroom? You see, like, this stuff is just not starting to add up. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this whole Merlin report thing, first of all, I laughed at the fucking name. Second of all, I knew they were going to try and paint me as crazy and send that shit to my therapist. I knew they were going to do that shit. That's what they do all the time. But this Merlin report interests me. I'm going to see if there's a Merlin report for mentally ill people. Merlin database. Because it's a database that's got everyone on it from childhood. Well, not everybody, but it's got information on kids that have been known to the police. So this has been going on a long fucking time. Now let's see. Because there may be a mental health report. Let me see this here. Okay. Merlin, Mappa, and Marak. Yeah. Yeah, so, okay, so it's a database run by police, yeah. And it says the information can range from being a victim of bullying to being president while probably, yeah. So if you've been on the file known to the police since childhood, they watch you. They watch you, and that's for people who haven't been gang stalked. If you're known to the police, they fucking watch you. They monitor you. And this whole thing with what you call it there? This whole thing with the camera in the bar, this case in point, the fact that they would use mental health as a first port of call, they would use information that I've given them to try and make me look crazy, even while there's evidence. Do you know how serious that is? Do you know how serious that is? Do you know how serious it is to try to spin it around to make somebody look crazy when there's evidence in the bathroom and you've seen the fucking evidence? That part might not be on camera, but shit, it's recorded. The police got a recorded evidence that he saw the evidence in the bath. And if he tries to deny it, then that means he tampered with the evidence somehow. This could not have come at a better time for me. This honestly could not have come at a better time for me. This Merlin report, it proves everything that I've been saying. Why is there a Merlin report trying to make me look crazy? And you've got the goddamn evidence. And that's not all I have, but I'm not going to go there. What I will tell you is that somebody came over today to try and fix a toilet. And there was a deliberate attempt by Amoral to try and cover up the shit that's behind the bathtub by keeping on referencing to the shower and the bath and talking about the water pressure. First of all, the toilet is not going to affect the water pressure. Okay? She knows that and I know that. The toilet is not going to affect the water pressure. What she wants is for the handyman to go down there and to look at the thing and possibly remove whatever evidence is from behind there. That's what they're fucking doing. They're trying to remove evidence. Do you understand what I'm saying? So between that and between the police writing a Merlin report and bringing it up during therapy, you shouldn't have said nothing. You should have said nothing. You just made it completely worse for yourself. First of all, you've had that report on me since childhood. So I can prove that I've been monitored since childhood. I can prove that there's been reports on me since childhood, that I've been reporting about bullying since childhood, and you've done nothing about it, and the only thing you've done is try to make reference to my mental health. That's fucking proof. There are certain things that I can easily do now because of that report, not in spite of it. And plus, calling it fucking Merlin, like there's symbology behind that. Everybody knows you're shaking hands with Freemasonry behind the scenes. Everybody knows what you're doing. The fact that you're shaking hands with Freemasonry behind the scenes, that they're that deep involved in the police force and in the National Crime Agency in particular. You know, you're talking about tradition that goes back centuries when it comes to shit like this. When you call something Merlin, you're sending a message that whatever information that you give us, it can and will be used against you in ways that you don't even know about. That's the file. That's the file. The Merlin report, that's the fucking file. And what is in that fucking file that is encouraging people to gang stalk me? How have they been using that information to gang stalk me? And why is it coming up now that I've had legitimate physical evidence that there is a high EMF reading behind the fucking bathtub? That's what I'm saying. That's why, listen, ever since the police report, I've been keeping my mouth shut and they've been getting nervous about it. There's a reason why I'm keeping my mouth shut and I'm not telling anyone what that reason is. Okay? There's a reason why I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm not telling anyone what the reason is behind that, but there's a reason why I'm not going to divulge everything right now. And I'm not going to divulge everything as soon as I hear it, because there's a reason for it. I'm not going to say what the reason is. I thought this would be better when I came online, but, to wrap this up, following the meeting with the police, it wasn't actually before Christmas, it was after Christmas. Yeah. Following the reports made before Christmas and the visit after Christmas, a Merlin report was compiled on me. Now, there is a Merlin report for vulnerable adults, but the thing is, there's been a Merlin report on me from childhood because I rang the police. I've called the police before when I was a kid. I've gone to the police before when I was a kid. They probably misplaced the files. I've been on this Merlin report since I was a kid. So this whole thing about compiling a Merlin report, first of all, you've known about mental illnesses for years now. Why is there only a Merlin report now? Why is there only a Merlin report now? I've been mentally ill for the longest time now. That it's been reported that I've been mentally ill for the longest time. So why is it now, when there's physical evidence of what I'm talking about, now you want to compile a Merlin report? Why didn't you compile it when, you know, somebody called the police on me? Why didn't you compile it then? Why now? And as for the Merlin symbology, Merlin's a fucking wizard. And wizards are Freemasons. High-ranking Freemasons are wizards. So basically, you're going to take that information and use it against people any which way you feel. And any which way you please. That's a fucking file. I guarantee you, it's Merlin reports from childhood that have been used on me. What the fuck have they been saying in those files? You understand? So that's what I meant by Merlin earlier. Merlin is a database used by the police, and if you've made a report, or if you've been reported about as a kid, or actually most likely if you've made reports, there is information in Merlin in the database about you. And if you're a gang stalking victim, they're taking that information and they're corrupting it. I know they're corrupting it because there's nothing on that fucking file that suggests that I need to be surveyed for counterintelligence. So they've doctored it. That's what I'm saying. They've doctored it. And now, like I said, there's certain things I'm not going to say right now. But trust me, everything will be revealed at the right time. Oh, and by the way, when it comes to what's behind the bathtub, I was right. There is a wall, and there is a space where it has concrete over it behind the pipes. So I was right about that. So I was right about several things so far, and they've been proven as evidence, and yet I'm being written off as crazy. This is going to be incredibly damaging when all of this comes out. Incredibly damaging. So with that, I'm going to leave you. Give thanks to Merlin. Give thanks to Merlin. And I will see you all later. I hope this video made sense. I'll probably look back at it and think, yeah, that made sense. But I hope it made sense. And I will see you guys later. Take care.